Hey guys, this is Ranch here, bringing you another StarCraft commentary. It's gonna continue the semifinals of the Winners League here. Hwaseung Oz against KTF Magics, as you all know. So, Jaedong is 2-0 ahead so far, doing a pretty good job for Oz here, getting pretty close to getting those guys into the final. And now he's gonna face up against Luxury, well, the biggest threat so far, well, I'm not sure actually, he might just not necessarily be the biggest threat in him so far. I think for GG, honestly, should have been able to beat him. But Jaedong played an awesome game against here. Luxury is rather proficient at ZVZ. He's very good in that matchup overall. But Jaedong is the ZVZ champion. The ZVZ killer is so hard to defeat in ZVZ because he just has perfect timing. Even if he does builds, they're very risky. I've seen this guy go 12 hatch and just do insane things. I'm not really sure how the hell he does that, but he just somehow manages to pull everything out. Luxury overall just must be feeling pretty good with himself. I'm not sure whether this was played just before or just after the MSL championship, which he of course won, but I'm not really sure. So if that's after, he must be definitely feeling a bit euphoric and maybe not too pressured. You know, I feel I won the MSL. What do I need to do with him in his league now? Whatever. But we're gonna see. The guy's smiling though at least. Jaedong looks serious. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Jaedong looks very, very hungry for that all kill. Apparently just wants to win it for his team right here. So here at the 1 o'clock position, this is Chupung-Ryeong, by the way. This is here 1 o'clock position in yellow. We're gonna have Jaedong. So it means at lower left at the 7 o'clock, I'm sorry, we're going to have in red Luxury, so that's the way the position is going to be. This is going to be Chupung-Ryeong. Fairly short distance between the two bases, actually, so we might be seeing some combat very early. I'm going to see what kind of strategies we're going to see. I've seen Jaedong 12 hatch on this map and come out alive. I'm actually very surprised. I'm going to see what Jaedong. I've seen a lot of more 12 overpool 12 builds, overpool 12 pool 12 hatch. I've seen a lot more in ZVZs these days, so I'm actually very surprised the players feel confident enough to go that, even on two-player maps, really. Both players expecting, apparently just players want to get a little bit more economy, just trying not to go for full-on. I mean, honestly, honestly, Jaedong keeps going 12 hatch. Maybe one of these days, a player decides, you know what, I'm going to 4-pull Jaedong. I'm going to 4 or 5-pull the guy, and Jaedong's going to find himself in not a very good position, so I just hope for Jaedong's sake he doesn't turn into another Flash, because Flash is using way too many 14cc strategies these days. A lot of signs everywhere, but we're going to see overall. So it is indeed going to be an over pool build for both players. Just going to drone, so it's going to be 12 pool or 12 hatches. We're going to see overall. I think Jaedong might actually go for an over pool, or I mean an over. For the 12 hatch, I'm sorry, actually, we're going to see whether he decides to actually do that or not, because he has done that before more than once, even on other maps. So 12 pool on the other side for Luxury, and Jaedong is indeed going to go for the 12 hatch. So he's going to be a little bit risky, but actually he's playing a little bit into his hands. 12 hatch, especially if timed well, is actually pretty effective against 12 pool. Luxury also adding an extractor alongside that pool, and Jaedong's going to be adding his own spawning pool momentarily. Still showing a bunch of signs because not all action going on so far. Jaedong is now adding his spawning pool, and his extractor should follow shortly. Luxury is going to have 6 zerglings out a little bit sooner, of course, but we're going to see Jaedong manages to get enough. Luxury also actually going to expand on the other side. I don't think either player has a scout in yet. The Overlord should be flying fairly close now, but both players actually playing still blind at this point. Of course, in ZVZ you can't really afford to get a drone scout, especially not when you're playing on a two-player map. You just gotta do what you gotta do. Extractor coming down for Jaedong is gonna have his spawning pool up fairly shortly. I think Luxury already has his done, if not almost done. So now the Overlords are gonna come in to scout for both sides, and we're gonna see some mascot love. That's disturbing. Spawning pool almost done for Jaedong. Spawning pool and the Lair now on the way. Meanwhile, for Luxury has a few zerglings out, not a lot. I'm not quite sure. I think he sent out actually a few. Some guys showing a picture of some player and all kill. I'm not sure who that is. Drone also going out to scout there. Several zerglings actually now out for Luxury. You're going to see actually 6. He's actually going to try to put in suppression. No zerglings quite yet out for Jaedong. He's actually, I think he has all 3 eggs spawning into what I assume zerglings. Yeah, there you go. 6 zerglings on the way. So Jaedong is actually just going to be in time to block this. One drone might be in a little bit of danger though. No, Jaedong managed to run away just before that managed to do anything. I don't think Luxury will be able to manage 2-0 now. He's actually gonna try to get out the drone. take out the drone, but Jaedong, no, he's going to counter perfectly, going to be able to move those zerglings into position to counter him pretty well. Now he's going to force Luxury back, also getting his old layer on the other side, meanwhile. Luxury now just running his zerglings back and try to defend Jaedong. No, he's going to sit comfortably a little bit now on the high ground. Knows that he's put on a little bit of pressure. Now actually going to go downwards. Going to see what actually goes for break or not. I think he's putting a few more zerglings. And Jaedong actually being forced to put in a creep colony. It's very interesting. He's going to try to hold a slightly more defensive position, just trying to get his spire up before Jaedong try to get those Mulos out there. There is that Overlord scout there, so he sees the defensive position, the creep colony. We're going to see, yeah, he is indeed going to morph it into a sunken. And Jaedong actually getting quite a few more zerglings. We're going to see, I'm not quite sure if he has speed here or not, but if he does get speed, Luxury couldn't be a little bit of trouble. That's sunken. Definitely going to help him out. Meanwhile, now Spire from both players, and Luxury's going to have it just a little bit earlier, but not that much earlier. But now Jaedong is actually producing quite a few more zerglings. Luxury only has 8 at this point alongside the Sunken. I'm not quite sure if that's enough or not. If Jaedong gets a decent sized group, he actually has well more than a control, but actually could. But now getting his speed up, so he's actually going to go for this. He has the speed. That's definitely going to give him an advantage. Luxury, I'm not quite sure if he has enough zerglings. He's now going to try to block as well as he can. Also, Luxury also getting down a drone. But that Sunken is actually going to get surrounded. Is actually going to get taken down. Oh man, Jaedong doing a perfect job of surrounding this. Hatchery, they're now going to be able to take out a bunch of drones, and also going to focus on this hatchery. And so Luxury now very bad position overall. Doesn't have enough zerglings. Has that one drone to support, but just not enough here. Jaedong just putting in the pressure, even adding even more zerglings, just producing zerglings from all hatcheries at that point. Luxury also trying to produce as many zerglings as he can, trying to defend this. But Jaedong, wow, so many zerglings, and with a speed upgrade, just going to let him reinforce all these positions. Once again, Luxury now in huge trouble. He can't afford to put down another Sunken. It was just so bad for him overall to have lost the Sunken. If he would have kept the Sunken going, you might have actually taken this ban. But actually, Jaedong now is going to move downwards, is actually going to focus on the hatchery. And Luxury can't do anything due to fear of possibly getting countered and surrounded by Jaedong. He's actually going to go dating a decent surround on Jaedong, forcing him backwards. So good job there by Luxury. But overall, Luxury losing quite a bit of mining time. He has the Spire out there, so he's going to have those Mulas out there first. And as soon as Mulas pops, it's definitely going to help him out. But Luxury being forced, meanwhile, to build a bunch of zerglings. Jaedong again going to go downwards. If Luxury has to be not just careful to defend that one hatchery in the natural, he also has to be very careful not to let any zerglings through into his main, because if you let Jaedong get into his main, that's going to be it. Even 4 to 5 zerglings inside of his main is going to be devastating to him. Actually, Luxury now going to push out a little bit. We're going to see. Wow, he has quite a large number of zerglings. Apparently, he's just been produced. But oh, Jaedong is going to run by with 5 zerglings into the main. This is going to be devastating. This is going to be very bad. He's going to run. He's going to be able to take quite a large number of drones. Luxury doing a pretty good job overall, grouping his drones, trying to keep him aligned, waiting for his own zerglings to get there. He's going to lose a few drones on the way, several actually. He's going to take out most of Jaedong's drones there. On the other side, meanwhile, Luxury trying to go for the full-on attack, but just bad idea overall. Mulos there to meet him. He doesn't have his own Mulos. Apparently, instead of spotting Mulos, he used those few eggs he had. Few larvae he had to spawn zerglings instead, tried to go for a full-on attack, but we also how that ended up. Now he's getting his own Mulos going. I think he has actually 7 popping right this first second. I'm not quite sure. I think he has enough gas for it because he hasn't been using gas for anything else. But Luxury in a pretty bad position. He still has some zerglings on the ground. He's got a Scourge in the air, and he just flew by some Mulos. And now Jaedong's just going to be able to micro around these Scourge. Jaedong can micro around Scourge, so I think he sacrificed one Mulos, sacrificed another one there, but overall just making Luxury waste Mulos, and zerglings on the other side. Now again, some Scourge flying in. Luxury trying to hold this off. Probably just doesn't have enough gas for anything else. Now Mulos going to be able to go the GG from Luxury because he saw Jaedong was going to come in there, kill all of his drones. That's going to be it. So Jaedong, 3-0 over. Wow. Jaedong one step closer, and the guy is confident. Yeah, baby. So KTF are now going to be forced to field the ultimate weapon, hugging his coach. Oh yeah, ooh, looks happy. So now he's going to be up against Flash, and Flash is going to have to make a reverse all kill to get KTF back and into the finals. So Jaedong doing a very good job overall for Oz. 1-1 away from getting them into the finals to face off against CJ. We're going to see if he manages this or not. Standing there for all the crew to see. So yeah, good game by Jaedong. Luxury just not managing, being caught off guard, and just playing defensively, badly defensively, when he should have played well defensively. GG. Ranching out.